Dealing with a narcissist can be one of the most challenging relationships to navigate. Whether it's a partner, family member, friend, or coworker, their constant need for control, lack of empathy, and manipulative tendencies can leave you feeling drained and defeated. As Christians, we are called to love others, but how do we balance love with wisdom when dealing with such toxic dynamics? Today, let's explore practical, God-honoring ways to deal with a narcissist while protecting your own heart and mind. Understanding the narcissist. A narcissist is someone who exhibits excessive self-focus, a lack of empathy, and a deep need for admiration. Their behavior often stems from insecurity and a desire to control others to validate themselves. While we should strive to have compassion for all people, understanding the nature of narcissism helps us avoid falling into the traps of manipulation. Proverbs 4 verse 23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Knowing who you're dealing with helps you guard your heart while still maintaining a Christ-like attitude. Relatable personal experience. I once had a close relationship with someone who exhibited strong narcissistic traits. At first, I didn't recognize the signs. I thought their behavior was just a need for attention or a strong personality. But over time, their constant criticism, manipulative tactics, and refusal to take responsibility started taking a toll on my emotional and spiritual health. I felt trapped because I wanted to honor God by being patient and forgiving, but I also knew that the relationship was harmful. It wasn't until I prayed and sought wisdom from Scripture that I learned how to set healthy boundaries while still showing love from a distance. Biblical foundation for dealing with a narcissist. The Bible doesn't specifically mention narcissism, but it offers principles that can guide us in dealing with difficult people. 1. Love without enabling. Romans 12 verse 18 says, "If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." Loving a narcissist doesn't mean allowing them to mistreat you. Love sometimes looks like tough boundaries and refusing to enable unhealthy behavior. 2. Set healthy boundaries. Jesus himself modeled boundaries. In Mark 1 verses 35 to 38, Jesus prioritized time with the Father over the demands of the crowd. Similarly, you have the right to protect your emotional and spiritual well-being. 3. Seek wisdom and discernment. James 1 verse 5 reminds us to ask God for wisdom when we face challenging situations. Pray for discernment to recognize manipulation and make wise decisions. 4. Trust God for justice. Romans 12 verse 19 says, "Do not take revenge, but leave room for God's wrath." It can be tempting to confront or retaliate against a narcissist, but trust that God sees the situation and will bring justice in His time. Practical ways to deal with a narcissist. 1. Set firm boundaries. Clearly communicate your limits and stick to them. For example, let them know what behavior is unacceptable and what consequences will follow if they cross those lines. Boundaries are not about punishing the other person but about protecting your peace and preventing further harm. 2. Detach emotionally. Avoid taking their behavior personally. Narcissists often project their insecurities onto others. Remember that their actions are a reflection of their issues, not your worth. 3. Limit engagement. If possible, minimize contact with the narcissist. Focus on maintaining a safe distance without harboring bitterness. 4. Seek support. Surround yourself with trusted friends, family, or a counselor who can offer guidance and encouragement. Proverbs 11 verse 14 says, "Where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety." 5. Pray for them. While it may be hard, pray for the narcissist. Ask God to soften their heart and reveal His truth to them. Matthew 5 verse 44 says, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." The main conflict when dealing with a narcissist is the tension between wanting to love them as Christ commands and protecting yourself from their toxicity. The resolution lies in striking a balance, setting boundaries that protect you while leaving space for God to work in their life. You don't have to stay in a toxic relationship to fulfill the command to love. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is step away and pray for God's intervention. Dealing with a narcissist is never easy, but remember that you are not alone. God is your refuge and strength, and He will guide you through every step. Pray for wisdom. Lean on His word and trust Him to provide the strength to handle the situation with grace. If you're struggling with a narcissist, I encourage you to take one small step today, whether it's setting a boundary, seeking counsel, or simply praying for the person. And remember, your worth is not determined by their opinion, but by the love of your Creator. God calls us to love others, but He also calls us to walk in wisdom. Dealing with a narcissist requires both. Trust Him to guide you, protect you, and teach you how to reflect His love without compromising your own peace. You are not alone, and with God's help, you can navigate this challenging relationship in a way that honors Him.